Hello, Cobra the Vast, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us for the first time on YouTube, this is a series where I, Maldhound, a man with a very tiny cold that you can hardly notice, will check out your PP and say mean or nice things about it, really whatever you want. Your PP being your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind whatever commander deck you send to me. It's what you hope the deck can do. Today we're looking at Hogak. Rage bait is the best way I can put it. The premise of this deck is I want to hit this 2 card infinite specifically, and the rest of the premise is I'm going to do that by playing Hogak, and then I'm going to do something that draws cards based on Hogak's power because he's a pretty big boy. I'm going to hope I draw into this half of the combo or another thing that draws cards, and then I'm going to do them dirty in front of a squad. The problems we're having is we fold to mass exile. So we want to know, is there a way we can do this faster? Is there a backup plan we can do instead? Um, there's almost certainly a way we can do this faster. You're describing in the primer, I get out of here, League of Legends. You're describing in the primer that we spend turns 1 through 4 trying to ramp to Hogak. That I didn't play Hogak summer or winter or whatever it was in modern, but that feels really slow. It feels like your dorks are a little bit wasted because we can't spend mana to cast him. And so normally the benefit of dorks is like you're getting ahead of curve. With Hogak, you can't get any ahead of curve. The only way to get ahead of curve is to make make a creature when the creature enters, or to have a bunch of shit in our graveyard. So if we want to get and like these things are not crazy expensive. Some of them are like Disciple of Fraelis, Rishkar's Expertise, Season of Gathering. Like these 3 are pretty expensive. But Bolas, Altar of the Wretched, Life's Legacy, Momentous Fall, like all this stuff we can land drop to. And so I would be much more interested in, can I mill myself faster? Can I translate milling myself faster into like a turn 3 Hogak? And then on turn 4, can I begin can I begin gacking all over the table? And then the second thing we have to talk about on a premise standpoint is, why the fuck aren't we tutoring for the combo? That's what we want to do. I'm not actually like angry about it, but this is one of those things where I am sure the distinction makes sense in your mind. But if you're but you're telling me, all right, I want to get to this combo quick as I can. Do them dirty in front of the. All right, I'm pausing this to launch whoever's messaging me on League Under the Sun. All right, League of Legends is kill. And so there's a million things that can do that. And so, we have a couple too. So it's not even like we truly hate tutors. So the first thing is like, okay, you want a backup plan. The backup plan is more tutors. Like, we're trying to do this goofy thing that is kind of like pulling a slot machine, and we might get it every time. We're going to pick up like 1/10 of our deck every time we cast one of these. There's like 20 cards in black and green that will just get the motherfucker you need. Black and green are really good at getting stuff into the graveyard and then getting them back out. They're really good at tutoring creatures in general. And so if we're okay with being in, it looks like bracket 3 right now. Moxfield's saying bracket 4 for some crazy reason. But like, we have 3 game changers, and if we're okay with tutors, the answer is basically always like more tutors, because your plan doesn't even rely on Hogak. Like, your deck doesn't give a shit about Hogak. You have Hogak as maybe in case of emergency, the infinite has been exiled. Oh shit, oh god, oh fuck. I will replay Hogak. And that will and that will sort something out for me. So let me. There's no way Hogak CEDH. I just want to see if somebody's tried. How are they getting out? How are they getting out Hogak quickly? They're fucking not, is how. I would believe in things like Dark Confidant more than like, because here's what's pissing me off about about the dorks. Their utility is supposed to be that they make mana. Because we are not making use of their utility, these should at minimum just be other creatures that do something good for our game plan because we don't have like other good shit that it's worth it to turbo out. Like if we had something else where I was like, oh yeah, we need to ramp really hard to hit the Gaak draw, I would believe in it. But most of the stuff we don't really need to ramp that hard to hit the Gaak draw. Um, sure, if somebody's trying to remove Hogak, we can do that. Sure. I don't love this. Okay, I think looking through this and feeling the anger coursing through my body is giving me a better understanding of what has to happen here. We right now we have a pretty awkward split of what cares about Hogak, what doesn't care about Hogak, because this whole ramp section don't really care about Hogak. And then we have like these six things that, well, not this guy, these, not this guy. We have these four things maybe that are meant to work with Hogak. We have these 10 things that are meant to work with Hogak, but the output of Hogak, or the output of the deck, is another thing that doesn't give like a single solitary shit about Hogak. And so we're left with a deck that 50% wants to get Hogak out and use him for something, but you want to use him to find a thing you didn't need him to find. He doesn't even find it as quickly as you possibly can. How are they? Yeah, they're tutoring like motherfuckers. Yeah, they're just doing normal CEDH cards for the most part. And this deck looks like it loses a lot. So is this just Hogak can okay, Hogak can deterministically tutor something. So they at least care about Hogak more than you do. So what do we have that would be like Scryfall, Otag, self-mill type creature, commander, Golgari? Is there anything that we're sleeping on? Because we may just not have enough stuff that's early enough. We have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. Like Milliken at least represents one extra mana, maybe? Not really. Like Skyweaver of Nyx is getting us 2 mana, 2 Hogak mana every turn. We don't have Golgari Grave Troll, which is interesting, and we don't have Stinkweed Imp. I feel like you would care a lot about the dredge creatures because if you could ever get them in your opening hand, you could just go, missed my first land drop, discard them to hand size, and then you have like turn 3 Hogak guaranteed because you can just delve super hard. Same goes for Golgari Thug. They get us there really quickly. Maybe there's a stick fingers angle, but now we begin to get into the stuff that actually cares about you ramping quickly enough. That fucking sucks. This cares about artifacts. Let me pop this open for a playtest to feel out, hey, how much do these dorks fucking matter? We do Badger Mole Cub, we animate this land. We do shock this in. We get Ice Till, so that matters. So is it worth keeping the ramp in the vain hope that we're going to hit the 4 mana value engine that we need every time? Because we do this, we're still pretty fucking far from Hogak, but we can play this mill. Dear God. And now this mana doesn't really do anything. I mean, we could play the Soul Stone and harness the Soul Stone next turn. Aftermath, 1, 2, 3. Now I think we have it. Yeah, we can. We'd want to keep that. So exile, 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 tap, 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 tap. We have convoked and delved this motherfucker out. But we don't even have enough mana to Rishkar's expertise. And so turn 6. All right, Rishkar's expertise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going for 5 or less. So I'd probably put out the Altar of Dementia. And okay, and we have Victimize. So we probably win on this turn through some combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. None of these were the 8 cards that I needed. None of these were the 2 cards that I cared about for my infinite. And so I can just rinse and repeat that, right? Okay, one of them was the card I needed. And I just keep doing that. And then eventually I cast Victimize, get them back out. Yeah, I'm really not. I'm not seeing the use case of the mana dorks. And I may just not be seeing the use case of the mana dorks because we don't have enough like explosive. Living Death is fucking insane, bro. We may just not have enough like explosive things to do once we have all that mana. Because it doesn't seem to be getting us into the execution phase of this combo faster than land dropping. Because like we were still short on mana, even though we hit the stone cold like best mana dork in the deck. We're still short on mana the turn we drop Hogak. Had we just land dropped, we still would have been able to do it. I mean, maybe it's letting you get away with having so few, but that's most like high power decks to begin with. There's also not very much self mill that we're missing. I'm not exactly going to tell you, hey, put fucking Fairy Dream Thief in here. That's each player mills 3 cards. I mean, you could Molt Tender. This is at least like can represent more than 1 mana, whereas most of your dorks can only represent 1 mana. If we don't have every version of those 2 mana mill however many guys, we probably want more of those because those get us to Hogak in very, very short order, right? If we hit like Aftermath Analyst and then hit Town Greeter, who I think we have in the deck. I'm just pulling him open so that I can look at him because I love him, my sweet, sweet boy. Holy Jesus, we might not have him. Okay, I don't think we have him. So I think that's the first lever you can pull. Bring in Town Greeter. Don't bring in that guy. Probably bring in Circle of the Land Druid. Bring in all these guys that are like, I enter, I mill 3 to 4 cards. Because when they enter and they mill 3 to 4 cards, you need to hit 2 of those motherfuckers, and then congratulations, you have Hogak. And if we hit a mana dork, it doesn't really help us do much more. Yeah, Surveil 3 on damage is like tasty, but I don't really think it's guaranteed. We're certainly not about to hit Delirium. God, you could even fucking Blanchwood Prowler, which seems terrible. It seems like a terrible card. There's Anarch Wayfinder that can do it. Okay. I think to avoid me tunnel visioning on 2 mana Draft Chaff, what I will leave this section at is your mana does not seem useful. I believe you can make it. I believe you have some things that are quite good. I don't believe you have a clear enough ladder of things that are quite good to make ramping super aggressively seem worthwhile versus milling super aggressively, because nearly everything that mills you is going to mill you for more than 1 card, and the moment they have milled you for more than 1 card, they are worth more than a mana dork for Hogak specifically. And nearly all the ways you want to capitalize off Hogak, like the best way is Altar of Dementia. That's 2 mana. Altar of the Wretched, also great, 3 mana. Disciple of Bolas, 4 mana. Like there's not enough shit that's like 6 or 7 mana um that we have to stick after Hogak to really make me believe that it's necessary. And then I think the next question is like, why why this combo? Why this combo, and why do we not have every tutor possible? Because the ramp makes a shitload of sense if you show me lively dirge, diabolic tutor, um, insatiable avarice. You show me like the entombs, you show me buried alive, and you show me reanimates, and you're like, Hogak is a, hey, I didn't hit my tutors. I'm gonna do the card draw thing to make sure I find a tutor. Like I believe in Hogak as a backup plan really, really well. But a lot of this deck is still treating Hogak as like plan A. Because if Hogak's not, and I think in your primer you even don't have him listed as plan A, right? This is goal. If this is goal, you can keep the ramp. You can take back, you can undo everything I said shitting on the ramp. You can keep the ramp. We don't want, but you have the thug, God bless you. We don't want as much mill, and you instead just make it every fucking tutor that has ever existed, right? You make it like, okay, where's my worldly tutor? Come on, oh, wordly. I always do that. Worldly tutor. Where's my threats undetected? Where's my insatiable avarice? I'm just gonna O tag tutor creature commander Goglari. Gogari. 115 of the motherfuckers. So worldly, buried alive. Court of Calling is not really going to work for you because it's a 5 mana motherfucker. Archdruid's Charm. Eldritch Evolution could probably turn one of your mana dorks into this guy, right? Because it's 2+. We could turn Badgermole Cub into our fucking guy. Fauna Shaman, Defense of the Heart, Natural Order, Formidable Speaker. Like there's so many options that we have left on the table, and I think it probably relates to something making it feel earned. And that's all bullshit. Not in the sense of like you specifically are bullshit, but like this entire game is a social construct game about what have we convinced ourselves is or isn't bullshit, despite the fact that we are all doing nonstop bullshit from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. Like the stuff that I think is bullshit that other people are doing versus the stuff I'm doing that's definitely not bullshit. Like it's all bullshit. And so if you're like, I'm doing this with Hogak, and I'm doing this with card drawn Hogak, because I want to power it down, reasonable. Introducing a step in your evil plan is a very good way to bring a high power combo game plan to a lower power combo game plan, right? You have a 2-step combo, you're like, fuck, I want to play with my bracket 3 friends. I'll make it a 3-step combo. Aces. If we're like, how do I make this better? And my favorite thing to do is to slam this combo, take the unnecessary step out or focus on it less. We have so much to do. That would, I mean, shit, you want to ramp into Tooth and Nail, dog? This is what you're allowed to ramp to. Hit dork, 9 mana. I win. I get ramping for that. But if you want to do that, then we have to have like less mill. We're gonna mill less. We are going to get bodies on the field for Hogak less. Like Hogak is really gonna get put into the corner of, in that little glass box where the fire extinguishers go, break glass in case of emergency. Every combo piece has been exiled. Because anytime you try to do a 50-50 like this, it just doesn't work. You end up with a deck that like can't get there often enough, or can't stay on the hill often enough when it becomes king of the hill. You have to pick a thing that's like, this is plan A, this is the lane I want to be in. 90% of the deck is on this. This is the backup plan. And based on your primer, it looks like we want to fucking hit some genuine rage bait 2-card infinite as plan A. And so if we want that to be plan A, I would take out most of the stuff that is meant to make Hogak happen faster and be like, if Hogak's happening, he's happening on turn 6. My head is in my hands. I'm weeping because my tutor got countered, and I did another tutor, and then they thought seized me, and then they Bojuka bogged me. Fuck. Right? You can keep some of the ones that are just stone cold really good. Like Ice Hill Explorer, stone cold, really good card. Ripples of Undeath, stone cold, really good card. Hermit Druid, stone cold, really good card. If you also loop in, I'm gonna have a reanimate package for my combo pieces. But a lot of the stuff that's just piecemeal mill, like Analyst, Thug, Grizzly Salvage, Life from the Loam, like where you're trying to set up a self mill engine is for Hogak's plan A. I'm gacking all over it every turn, and I'm turning Hogak into mulch that I am then laying on your lawn. And it doesn't sound like we want to do that. So, anybody in the comments who does think they can 50-50 this shit, let me know how. But I wish you the best of luck, and I do hope this helps.